Hello everyone, so we're going to be modeling number 5 channel stop. So I'm going to left click on create, document, and we're going to call it the number 5 dash channel dash stop, full stop, first name, your first name dot last name, enter. Right, so this is a bit more complicated, this one. We have to actually infer a few dimensions. For instance, our bottom length dimension is 58 millimeters plus 22 millimeters. So it actually doesn't give us the overall length. We have to do some addition. So 58 plus 22 is 80. So then we have our kind of length dimension or width dimension is 60. That is the full dimension, so we don't need to worry about that one as much. So I guess the first thing we'll do is create a 58 by 60 millimeter rectangle on our top face here. So left click on sketch, top plane selected, tick it. Oh, maybe not, sorry. I accidentally ticked the sketch prior to putting anything in there. So you can either delete that one out by right clicking on it, or you can go and edit it. And I'm going to edit it. Alright, so center point rectangle is always helpful. I'm going to drag it, and I want the front face, so the one that's thinnest at the moment, to be 60 millimeters and the side face to be the 80 millimeters. So I'm going to left click that, type in 60, enter, and then 80, enter. Now depending on which dimension comes up first will depend on which number you input first, so don't rely on exactly the sequence of things that I do. You'll need to make sure you're doing what's right in your particular context. So I'm going to tick that sketch, I believe. I might take out the front section first, just to avoid having to do that later. Yes. So 8 mil in and 12 mil on the other side, and then 22 mil in. Okay, so I'm going to grab my line tool. I'm going to come 8 mil in from this side. So I'm going to type 8, enter, and then I'm going to deselect the line because it's still selected. And then I'm going to come in from that side and go 12 mil, enter, and then I'm going to deselect the line again. And now I want to grab my corner rectangle tool and draw a line from this corner to, oh, it's not intersecting properly. There we go. So you can kind of, if you come down to that 8 mil dot and then drag back from there, the yellow dot with the yellow dotted line will indicate that it's perfectly in line with that, which is what you want. So I'm just going to left click to release that one. 40 mil is great. 8 plus 12 is 20. And 20 minus 60 minus 20 is 40, so 40 mil makes sense. Click enter on that dimension, and then 22 mils on the other dimension. And then what I'll do is I'll come through my scissor tool, trim tool, and I'm actually going to trim some lines. Right. Trim one line there because I made multiple, and one line there because I made multiple. Alright, so now this shape is ready to be extruded. So left click on that face, click extrude, and then our extrusion height is 32 millimeters plus 16. So 48 millimeters in height is what we want. So 48. Yep, and then we can tick that. And then we want to do some things about this top face here. So the first thing we want to do is maybe draw, or maybe let's go back into our extrusion. So double click on it, or right click and then click edit. And let's actually just go the height of the first level. So it'll be 48 minus 14. And because I can't do math right now, I'm going to go 48 minus 14, which equals 34. And I'm going to go 34 millimeters high. This will just make it easier for me when I do the next shape. So then I'm going to come onto this shape and then do a quick sketch. Do a quick corner rectangle from the top corner and then down. And this guy will be 45 millimeters by 60, right? And that's indicated on our drawing. So 45, oh no, that should be 60, that one. That's fine. Enter. And then 45 for the other one. Enter. Alright, so now I'm going to tick that sketch, select it, and extrude it the additional 14 millimeters. And then enter. Right, so we're looking good. So now we've got to take a chunk out of the bottom corner. So let's come down to this section, sorry, the bottom view, right, so we can see the bottom really well. And I'm going to select this whole bottom area. Now we actually don't know if this goes all the way through this little section cut out in the bottom, but we're going to assume it does because there's nothing else indicating in our CAD drawing that it isn't. So I'm going to left click on sketch. I'm going to left click on corner rectangle. I'm going to select this corner here and I'm going to drag it down to the other side so that yellow line highlights. I'm going to left click. I'm going to enter on 60 because I'm going the full width, and I'm going to type 22 for the other dimension. I'm going to tick that. I'm going to select that shape and I'm going to extrude it. I'm going to remove it, and then I'm going to extrude it 16 millimeters high. I'm going to click enter on that and I'm going to tick my sketch. So now if we come back to our top view, so the front, right and top, we can see that we have our CAD channel stop, number 5 channel stop. I'm going to left click on share, I'm going to go to teams, I'm going to go to Can View, and I'm going to share it with all my teams. Share. And then when it pops up there, I'll go back home. And then we'll look at the number 6 angled support for our next video.